Joining me now is royal commentator and host of the To Die For daily podcast, Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, an opinion piece published in The Hill titled Harry and Meghan Knives Out in Jamaica takes a very grim view indeed of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's recent public appearances. According to national security experts, Harry and Meghan may not be aware they are being manipulated to destabilise the Commonwealth. What more can you reveal about this story?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you that I missed you so much. I'm so glad to see you, and I enjoyed following you along on social media. But that's right. This is such a powerful piece. These experts claiming that Russian and Chinese disinformation campaigns to subvert the Commonwealth and the UK's remaining realms has long been underway. And they believe that Harry and Meghan are being manipulated into feeding into those efforts. They say Harry and Meghan are incapable of reading the room at a geostrategic level, devoid of much needed Whitehall guidance. They are foolishly playing into the propaganda hands of Russia and China. They say Moscow and Beijing are out to destroy the Commonwealth headed by King Charles, and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex continue to help them at every turn. Due to the lack of awareness, the Hill security experts are calling for Harry and Meghan to be formally stripped of their royal titles.
Wow. Well, I'm shocked these two would not be across the geopolitical issues of the area, and that would not be shocked to learn that they are being the useful idiots of people with some sinister intentions for the Commonwealth. Prince Harry's also got dramas on another front, Kinsey. There's calls for him to resign from the board of the African parks due to allegations of all sorts of abuse, rape and violence committed by eco-guards. Human rights campaigners have demanded the Duke's departure while the conservation organisation undergoes an investigation over these allegations that guards have raped and beaten Indigenous people in the Congo. Kinsey, has Harry responded to these demands that he distance himself from this organisation?
Not specifically those demands quite yet, but a spokesperson for Harry's Archewell Foundation told the Mail on Sunday when the Duke became aware of these serious allegations, he immediately escalated them to the CEO and chairman of the board of African Parks. They say that those were the appropriate people to handle the next steps. However, Survival International, the London-based human rights organization, they say that they were the first to approach Harry about the abuse in May of last year. Harry responded to them by saying he would make the organization aware of the situation. There was little to no improvement. So now Survival International is asking Harry to show solidarity for the locals and the victims by quitting. They say, we hope that his stepping down from the board of directors would give a clear signal to the organization that human rights abuses in the name of conservation are not tolerated anymore. Now, African Parks did respond to the investigation by the Mail on Sunday, saying that they have a zero tolerance policy for any form of abuse. However, you know, if they've known about this since May and nothing's been done, you have to question the leadership within that organization.
Now, let's go to Meghan. There's all sorts of rumours that she may be going back into acting. Hollywood, of course, she was a part of the Suits series back in 2018, and there's apparently going to be some sort of a spin-off of Suits. It's going to be filmed in Los Angeles, and she may score a role. Is this something that's likely to happen? I mean, she stepped away from the limelight, didn't she? Didn't she want to have some privacy? Wasn't that the whole point of fleeing the royals and the media?
Right. No, I tend to agree with you. You're absolutely right that it is being reported that in this new Suits spinoff, there's a character that's cut for her specifically to a T. However, I would argue that we did not see Meghan reunite with the cast of Suits at the Golden Globes, a few weeks ago, which would have been a strong, independent statement reminding the world that she was somebody before she married Harry. And she opted not to do that because I believe socially, she thinks she's risen to a much higher level than fourth on the Suits call sheet. don't think she would consider a project like this seriously. I think that she probably truly thinks that this is beneath her.
She probably sees herself as more of a, I don't know, Princess Grace starring role as opposed to a bit player in a TV series. Because she was a bit player in Suits. She was certainly part of the cast, but she wasn't the star or even, you know, the top few characters in that series. Now, let's go to a story that... well, the allegations here are quite disturbing. I'm going to read directly from the New York Post piece on this. It's all about WWE founder Vince McMahon, who's resigned from wrestling giant TKO Group and the subsidiary WWE after some shocking allegations in a bombshell suit. If you don't know how massive the WWE is, its Monday Night Raw program is going to be streaming exclusively on Netflix as part of a new $5 billion agreement. $5 billion. This is a massive, massive entertainment giant. And this is going to be the first time in years, Kinsey, perhaps decades, there's no McMahon running the show. This has all come about after a former employee, Janelle Grant, said she was sexually abused and trafficked by Vince McMahon. The New York Post reports Grant, who worked in the company's legal and talent departments, alleged that McMahon forced her to have sex with WWE icons and executives, defecated on her during a threesome, and aggressively used sex toys on her that he named after wrestling stars, which caused her injuries. This is all according to the bombshell suit filed Thursday in Connecticut federal court. Vince McMahon has released a statement denying any wrongdoing following these allegations. But Kinsey, there's a history here of Vince McMahon paying women who have made all sorts of unsavory allegations.
$14.6 million to various women that accused him of sexual misconduct. I mean, I don't think, and I am not a judge or a jury here, but I don't think you shell out that kind of money unless there is something. And this alleged victim, at the end of whatever this relationship was, because the internet has been incredibly critical of her and, horribly. They've been, suggesting that she was just his sugar baby. But at the end of whatever this was, Grant received a $1 million installment after signing an NDA. It's hard to look at the cost and say, no, the guy's completely innocent, because that is an unbelievable amount of money to silence individuals.
Yeah, and apparently there was more to be paid as part of that agreement, and it wasn't paid, and now we have this lawsuit. Now, I vowed that we weren't going to ever talk about this again, but here we are. It's 2024. They're still together, and Taylor Swift could be making a 14,000-kilometre detour in the middle of her incredible world tour. It's sellouts all around the world. And all just to see her man, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, play in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs secured their spot in the Super Bowl with a 17-10 win over the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Kinsey, what do you make of this? We said we weren't going to talk about it, but it's leading the entertainment news. We can't ignore it.
That's right. And I would say I'm 100% confident that she will be there. My significant other works for the NFL, so technically works with Travis Kelce. So I do anticipate seeing her there. It's the best thing that's ever happened for the NFL. I mean, can you imagine after they went 110% in the Black Lives Matter direction, people turned off their televisions because they wanted freedom. They wanted an escape, and they felt like they were being preached to politically. And so all of a sudden, Taylor Swift comes on the radar, and now little girls are sitting at home watching football with their dads. People are showing up to the games just so they feel like they're a little bit closer to Taylor Swift. She is a powerhouse. She's very influential. And I do believe that the NFL is beyond grateful for her existence. And Travis Kelce should be, because Travis Kelce should be. That's where I'll leave it. I'll leave it at that.
Well, it's so amusing watching all the different reactions because you see the ones who are just absolutely enraptured by her involvement in football, just the fact that she's attending his games and is obviously very enthusiastic about what's happening. But then there are those who are, I don't know, some of the hardcore football fans who are thoroughly sick of all the shots, all the attention, all the commentary being about her and this romance as opposed to what's happening on the field and all the other dramas that go into a game. So the reaction has been strong, and I'm just waiting for the album because I don't know. I don't think
know
it's
you
going to
are.
last. And the music is going to be fantastic because this is what she does. She has these high-profile romances. She typically dumps them and then writes a best-selling album. So it's a win-win all around. If you ask me, Kinsey Schofield, always a pleasure.
Thank you.